All right. Like, subscribe, comment, please. Thank you. All right, going to make another video. At this point in my collection of collecting from December to December 2016 through December 2017, I have picked up about 460 records in just 1 year, which is buying more than one record a day. I don't know if anybody else had that kind of, momentum when collecting in their first year maybe, or even since then. It's a lot of records. So this is going to be my heavy metal section. There's a lot of good metal in here that I'm gonna show, and it's not in really any order. I just pulled it off the shelf. So one of the first albums that I bought, I got this on clearance at FYE at the time, and this is Heaven and Hell. This record is going for quite a bit of money now. I got the one with the 2 colored vinyl. It has the orange and no other red one. So this is a really, really expensive record now. It goes for well over $100 on Discogs. And it's an excellent album. Dio's last album, really, last recorded, stuff. And this is definitely really good. He toured this album. And the documentary, if you watch the documentary, they show some stuff from here. And they talk about, how his voice was still freaking great, Such a fucking loss, man. So depressing. But he lived a great life. He really did. Put out some of the best music ever. This was Who are you and who are me? Maybe I'm just stolen in the dark. I'm stepping on cold, but the way the story's told, they found me lying naked in the rain. Let me go, I've seen religion, but the light has left me blind. Take me back, I must have the Bible black. This was a kind of a semi-grail for me. This is one of the first albums that I bought, maybe one of the first that I spent like a little bit of money on an eBay auction, and I was like, man, this could go up to like 50 or 60 bucks. I can't remember what I paid. I think I paid under 50, but this is the Zentrix For Whose Advantage. This is an original press. This is a great thrash record. The new album is in 2022 is on my top 10 of all time. This album is one of my favorite thrash records from the 90s. I love this record. Really good stuff. Kind of really mid-pace thrash. If you like Metallica early stuff, I think you'll like this. The guy kind of has a Hetfield kind of voice, the way he sings, but the riffs are really good. It's a UK thrash band, so it sounds a little different, but it doesn't sound exactly like Metallica. It doesn't sound like Metallica really that much at all, but it does have that, I don't know, I guess in the vocals more so. But anyway, really good record. Really good record. Another original press, early press I got is Iron Maiden, Power Slave. I won this as an auction on eBay as well. I think I paid like 25. I ended up winning it for. And yeah, really, really good record. Great album. And this one was a Amazon. I think this was a warehouse, Amazon warehouse. It was a warehouse buy because, well, let me show you the album. It's Live After Death. Great. This is probably my favorite live record of all time. I don't really have a lot of live albums that I really, really like, but I love, I think it is my favorite live album. But mine has a, you know, I don't know if you bought anything from the Amazon warehouse before, but sometimes if it's been open, they add that little sticker on there. So yeah, this was a warehouse. I think I only got it for like 15 bucks or something, or 20 bucks. And yeah, that was totally worth it. Great record. This is Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time. This might be controversial. That's not controversial. It's my fucking opinion. This is really close to my, this might be my favorite Iron Maiden album. I love this album. This was the first, this is actually an original, I think this is a club press actually. Let me make sure. I think it is a club. Yeah, Columbia House. So that's kind of cool. I like the Columbia House stuff. I haven't really noticed a difference in quality or anything like that. So I think they're fine. But this was the first Iron Maiden album that I bought when I was a kid on cassette. Like, I think if you watch any of my other videos, you know that my first concert was Girls, Girls, Girls from Motley Crue. And the kid that came with us, he was playing all these fucking songs, you know, all these heavy metal songs, like from Metallica, Megadeth, Iron Maiden, you know, all this heavy stuff. And after that, I sold a bunch of baseball cards and started buying, you know, like sold my Dwight Goodens, my Mark McGuire's, you know, all my rookie cards from like 85. I started selling all that shit just to buy fucking metal. And I bought a bunch of cassettes. This was one of them. So that might be one of the reasons it's my favorite album. My favorite song on here, or one of my favorite like riffs or melodies, is on Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. I freaking love that song. And from what I understand, Adrian Smith wrote a lot of stuff on here. And so I think that's why this album sounds a bit different than the other Maiden stuff. You know, it's not the Steve Harris style. He wrote stuff on here too, but I think Adrian Smith kind of took the lead on a lot of these songs. But anyway, this is a great, great, great record. This is a record from a Russian folk metal band, like a kind of a death folk metal band, but it's one of my favorite bands. I really, really like these guys. I'm really looking forward to a new album from them. And I really want to try to pick up some of their older stuff, but it's just really expensive. And this is a band called Arkona. This is a Russian band, and there's a little bit of, like, they kind of came out against this Ukraine war, which is kind of good, but they've really been quiet ever since, like, the lead singer wrote like this long post on Facebook about it, which everybody was like kind of, I don't know, kind of pressuring them to do it. So I don't know. I hope that they're against the war. It sounds like they are, and you know, like they're not for what's going on at all. But this is a really, really good album. Like, there's probably a lot of Russian bands who are like, you know, kind of fucked right now if they, you know, if they actually still live in Russia. You know, like they really can't be incredibly public about if they're really against the war. That would be really hard to do, I think. With what could potentially happen if they do something like that, you know, if they go hard against it. But anyway, Arkona is a great, great folk metal band. If you watch any of these videos, you'll get it. It's a female singer as well, but she sings kind of clean and death metal vocals. It's kind of like there's a bit of black metal in here, a lot of folk metal, just some regular heavy metal. Really, really, really cool stuff. This album is Khram, Khram. This was their last album, I think. But yeah, they haven't had an album since then. So this is really the only one I got on vinyl because I was able just to get it new at the time. And all the other ones were, you know, really high price. I started picking up some more Mastodon, so I picked up Crack the Sky. This is a great record. This is a really, really good record. I like Mastodon a lot, kind of. I listen to some, you know, their albums kind of frequently. This is a tech death record. This was on my list of, you know, like best like 5 out of 5 death metal records, and this is Necrophagist. This is a really, really cool album, and the riffing on here is freaking fantastic. It's just really, and it's memorable. Like, that's the thing with death metal for me now. Like, really, like, there's so much of it that it really has to stand out for me to buy a new band or even an old band, you know, like, and riffing is incredibly important, because if you don't have memorable riffs, it just gets buried. And if you're just doing the fast stuff and you're just doing similar stuff to all these other bands, and you really don't have, each song doesn't have like memorable parts, I kind of just zone out when I'm listening to death metal. I can't pay attention to it unless the riffs, you know, and the melodies of those riffs keep pulling me back in. But this is an album where that happens quite frequently on several songs. I picked Metallica, Ride the Lightning. This is a blackened on black vinyl. You know, Metallica, Ride the Lightning. Fucking great album. I picked up Evergrey, Solitude, Dominance, and Tragedy. I'm still trying to get some more of the old stuff from them. There's a couple albums that I'm still missing that I really want to get. The one album that I have that I love, that I highly recommend everybody out there buy, including Rockley or anybody else that's listening. If you want to have the best ever Gray album, get the Inner Circle. I think it's still available for pretty inexpensive, maybe. I haven't checked recently, but that's an album I would pick up. But this album is great. There's another album, In Search for Truth is the one I want to get. That's the one about the aliens and stuff, like the alien abduction. Really, really good songs on there. Their early stuff is great. Their new stuff is kind of more samey, but all the way up to Inner Circle, all those albums are really, really good. Recreation Day is another one that I still want to get, but this is a good record too. This is a traditional heavy metal band. This is Lucifer's Hammer, Beyond the Omens. This is a really good record. It's kind of blue. I don't know if you can see that or not. This is kind of cool color. Yeah, see? So, yeah, this is a good record, Lucifer's Hammer. These guys have an interest. Yeah, they're just like traditional heavy metal, trad metal. All right, Lucifer's Hammer, really good traditional heavy metal. Pick this up. Very melodic as well. Good stuff. I ended up picking up my first of the Kiss solo records, and that's Ace Frehley. I think this is probably, this is like, should be the number one pick for most people out there who like the Kiss solo records. This is, usually most people say that this is the best one. I would probably agree. There's some really, really, really good songs on here. I picked up my first Saxon record of the collection, Denim and Leather. Great album. Has that song, I think this one has the Princess song on it. Yeah, Princess of the Night. Oh, what a great opener. What a great fucking opener for this. This really, after I heard that song, I was like, fuck, I am a Saxon fan. And I never really listened to them. Actually, Crusader was my first Saxon, but this one, I think this one's obviously a better album. I like Crusader too, but this is excellent. And the last record I'm going to show is the Scorpions Taken by Force. This is the non-controversial cover. I don't think the other one was too bad. I mean, that one, at least it wasn't as bad as, like Virgin Killer and all that stuff. But this one, I think it had like the kids playing war in the memorial, the war memorial, which was kind of, it's not really tasteless, I guess, a little bit, but it still wasn't as bad as some of that other stuff. But yeah, this is a good record too, Taken by Force, Scorpion. And that's all my pickups for heavy metal, thrash metal, and that's all I got for this whole month. I'm gonna keep making these final pickups, but I'm just gonna make them a lot shorter. Just go through the albums real quick, just so you can see, hey, this is what Mike's buying. Or what he bought, These are the albums that are in his collection in no theme whatsoever, except that I bought them during that month. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.